One of my favorite upgrades, the Husky Exact Contour floor liners for my 2017 Super Duty. So the floor mats are now installed in the truck. I've been using them for probably the past 6 hours, I guess, getting in and out. I really like it because it's a softer material. It's not nearly as slippery as some of the harder ones like the WeatherTechs, which are pretty much a hard plastic. I know that they have a softer version, but what's really nice about this is that it's still a pretty hard rubber, but it flexes. And not only that, it provides a tremendous amount of grip. It's got the notches cut out to fit right into the factory plugs that hold it in place. And it's just very, very well thought out. The fact is, it stores anything that falls in here and keeps it from pouring down the side. They work very well. They have a guaranteed for life, no questions asked kind of warranty on them. They just work exceptionally well. They're very, very well fitted to the truck itself. And I've used these in the last 2 trucks that I've had, and I absolutely love these. And here's the back seat. As you can see, it's very, very well fitted to the back considering how large the back area is. And it butts right up against the little fold-up compartment under the seat. But, you know, once you've used these, it's hard to go back to anything else. And here is the passenger side front. Again, fit perfectly into the truck. Really like how it controls any types of drips or falls, contains them. Easy to remove, easy to clean out, lifetime warranty. This is definitely the floor liner that I prefer over all other brands, and I've tried pretty much every other brand. So just wanted to give you a quick overview of what I consider to be the very best floor liners you can get for your truck. And it really doesn't matter what brand of truck you have. These are probably the best on the market. So I also got these dually mud guards in. These are going to replace the factory ones that Ford installed when I bought the truck, which are just some really flimsy, cheap looking rubber mud guards. And these are really nice. Look like full ABS plastic. They look really nice and sleek. They look very similar to the ones that I had on my F450. And I just really prefer them because, especially being rigid, they're not going to flop around as much, and they're just going to give the truck a much cleaner look. One cool thing that Husky does is they provide you with this paint protection that you apply to the edge here of your back fender, and when the mud flap sits up against it, it doesn't do any damage to your paint. So that's pretty nice. I have to clean this up really good. I'm going to use an alcohol wipe as well as a nice clean rag to wipe that down really well, and then I'll apply the film. So these Husky liners are actually pretty easy to install. You have all the holes already pre-drilled here. There's one hole in the new Super Duty that doesn't really make sense. See, there's no retainer pin here. The rest of these have retainer pins, so they drilled an extra hole here for these rubber factory mud flaps that came with the truck right here. So I'm going to put these Husky liners on now. So the Huskies will just simply line up to the holes that are already here. Put a couple of these fasteners in place just to hold it. Let's get these on. So you really only have the ability to use 4 of the screws. There's no retainer clip back here, and there's no retainer clip on this side right here, but this is all pretty much flap. So you can use this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then the one up here, of course the Husky liner doesn't go up high enough to get to that one. But I mean, they're just as sturdy as any of the other ones I've seen, so I don't think I'm gonna have a problem here. I may try to put something in right here just to give it a little extra bite. So apparently there's supposed to be a factory plastic retainer clip that goes in here, and it was not on my truck, so I can only assume that when the dealership put the mud flaps on, they failed to put that piece back in place. So I will stop by the dealership and get a new plastic clip, which we'll just push into place right here. On to the other side. This one also appears to be missing the factory plastic retainer clip, so I'll pick those up either from AutoZone or I'll just get them from the dealership. So that's it. They're very easy to install. They secure real well. You know, I could always put another clip here in the end if I wanted to, but I mean they're on there pretty well, and they're at least as secure as the factory ones. I need to again get some clips to put in these spots right here on both sides. And then of course there's no grommet right there. I may just feed a screw into it just so it fills that hole. That way it helps retain this on there at least. So they're installed now. Very easy to do. Only took maybe 5 minutes per side. Just had to unscrew the factory ones they put on there. Put the 4 screws back in. I'll have to get a couple retaining plastic clips here, which the dealership forgot to put back on. But aside from that, that was a really easy install. One thing to note, and a lot of people may not know this, so a lot of people comment on how the fenders on the Ford are not as integrated into the back fender panel as on a Ram 3500 or a GM 3500. One of the reasons Ford went this route is you're far more likely to do damage to this panel because it protrudes out than on a truck that doesn't have them, of course, a single rear wheel truck. So Ford makes this piece out of plastic. So this particular part is actually plastic, and it can be replaced very easily. So if you damage it, destroy it, hit it against something, or you just need to repaint it, you can remove this panel separate from the bed of the truck. The bed of the truck, of course, is made out of aluminum, and this panel is plastic, and that's how Ford's been doing it for a while. It makes it much easier to work on, and if you get into a minor fender bender or if something scrapes that, you can easily pull that piece off and replace it with a new one without having to do major body work to the rest of the truck. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.